Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm going to talk now a little bit about app waitlists. Seems those guys are already talking about app waitlists. You guys got it? What's the answer? That's the answer. So I have 3 devices. I did have notes and stuff. I was going to give you a really nice kind of talk, but I'm now not. So I'm going to juggle these things and do the best I can. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about app waitlists and are they worth it? So I'm going to scroll the slide there and I'm going to scroll the slide there. There we go. So my name is Paul Reeve. I work for Cleo and I have been working with the app team to build an app in React Native. But before we get into it, can I get a show of hands as to who's downloaded an app and been put on a waitlist? Not that many. Oh, yeah, a few. Any of them free trade? I gave you a code. Did anybody find that enjoyable? You found that enjoyable? The animations? You like that?
And the anticipation.
The anticipation. Well, you're going to love it. This is going to be great. This is going to be like really, really good. So if you weren't put off by that experience, then you probably kind of got kind of excited by the anticipation of the product. You probably bought into or bought yourself off the waitlist by, did you do that? Did you refer a friend?
Email customer support.
You email customer support?
Works every time.
I did that with Free Trade and they let me on, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, you can buy yourself off the waitlist and you can sort of maybe even pay money, I don't even know. You can pay some social kind of debt or something. So I'm going to talk to you today about the reasons that you shouldn't implement a waitlist, and the product overhead, the development overhead, and then I'm going to sort of tell you as to why you should probably do it anyway. So the answer to the question, are they worth it, is entirely up to you. There we go. So I work for Cleo. I don't know if anyone is aware of Cleo, but if you're not aware of Cleo, we're a startup. We've been around for about 2 years. We build a conversational AI to help you with your money. Within those 2 years, or 2 to 3 years, we now have 1.2 million customers. We've raised £25 million in funding from some of Europe's best investors. And we are currently onboarding 30,000 people a week, which is super exciting. Up until, I don't know, maybe 6 to 9 months ago, we were predominantly on Facebook Messenger. And we saw no reason to move from Facebook Messenger up until about 9 months ago. And even then the decision was like, well, should we, shouldn't we? It was a bit of a platform risk. You realize people don't really like Facebook. Does anyone like Facebook Messenger? Nobody likes Facebook Messenger? I'm not talking about Facebook, I mean Facebook Messenger, which isn't Facebook at all. Okay, good. We started at the start of January. In about 8 weeks, we managed to release our MVP. Oh shit. Sorry, I keep forgetting that. Oh shit, that's the wrong one. Okay, so if anything, I would say this talk is about being lean and how to build your product in a lean way. I can't help that. I work in the product team at Cleo, but we did build our product in React Native, and I'll touch a lot more on that later as to why React Native helped us do that. We launched our app with the waitlist in place. After around 6 releases, we got rid of the waitlist. So now anyone can get instant access, which is great. I can see you all downloading it now, that's great. But I'd like to talk about the lessons we've learned, and I'd like to start by talking about why a waitlist is a terrible thing. Maybe not terrible, I've over-egged it a little bit. I would say bad. So, number 1. There should be 4 other stars now. That's supposed to be a 1-star review. Anyway. No, I think it's something weird. Anyway, there are other stars here. 1-star review. This is a legitimate review we got from the App Store, which is a waitlist. 776 in line, no thanks. So regardless of however you look at it, the bad reviews will come. If you entice people to come to your product and you chuck them number 800 in the list, they will hate it and they will tell you so. There is something massively gratifying and easy and frictionless about leaving an app review. Has anybody here left an app review? Has anyone here left a bad app review? Has anyone here left a bad app review for Cleo? Yes. I'm going to talk to you. We can't help it. I'm sorry. So how do we avoid this? It's a tough one. I think you can communicate a lot easier as to why you have a waitlist. I think people are very sympathetic. A lot of the customers and users that we speak to are very empathetic to what we're trying to do, which is trying to build something and iterate on it and understand what their needs are in a very lean way. And also give them an idea as to when they'll come off the waitlist. If you just leave them there, so the people that went on the free trade thing, every time I checked into the free trade thing, I was going up, and it was 16,000, and it was 17,000. I thought, you know what, sorry, I won't bother. And I just waited until somebody gave me a list, like a code thing. So the next, oh God, this is so, can anyone see the bars? You can see the bars. Is it just me? Yeah, it's just me. There are bars there. This is one of our charts. It's amazing. I won't tell you what it says. Trying to monitor engagement and retention and stuff like that with a waitlist is very, very difficult. You have people coming through the door all the time, but they're on a waitlist. What does that tell you about your product? Like in their usage, they check it once a day to see if they're off the waitlist. Does that tell you anything? It tells you nothing. If anything, you get better retention. So that's good. So I put that in the numbers and sent it to my boss, and he was like, that is absolutely amazing. The next thing, I'm really sorry about this. So the hype. I guess like the biggest thing that I heard from my boss was like hype. You know, let's get the hype. You know, you get these people and everyone's like, oh, has anyone got a thing for the thing? And how can we get into the thing? And like, we should do the thing. We should be the thing. I was like, yeah, great, we can be the thing. So we had all the hype. But to be honest with you, it takes a lot of effort to get that kind of hype and to warrant that amount of engineering time, especially if you're trying to be as lean as possible. It's like, we're going to spend 2 weeks doing this thing so that we can get more hype, as this guy's struggling to hold. So yeah, we kind of struggle with that a little bit. So I've told you some things about waitlists that aren't very good and what we found challenging. But I'd like to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that we found very useful. And by far, the biggest thing that we found useful about a waitlist is, you ready? It should be good. Yeah, boat going into the sea, fantastic. So I would say this one is platform confidence. So building an app, especially in React Native, we have a React team. We very much refocused them towards a React Native thing. The upskilling was amazing. The amount of momentum that we had was fantastic. But we realized that we had a platform to look after, and we realized that we had absolutely no idea as to whether this thing would fly and whether it would speak to our backend properly and whether the database would fall over and whether that one Windows Phone user would like do something and drop a table accidentally. You know, we had no idea if that would happen. So why let 1 million people do it when you can let one person do it? So we very much enjoyed onboarding people slowly, just to see if our platform was kind of ready for things. Which leads me on to this. This is supposed to represent our end-to-end journey for like our requests coming in, our HTTP requests. I couldn't find the icons, so our HTTP requests go through a cloud and then hit a jet ski and go into this bit, this radiation thing. This is Ruby on Rails right here. I don't mean to offend anybody, but whatever. So we wanted to understand what that kind of whole journey would look like, and we wrote a lot of end-to-end tests, as many as we could, as many as we felt able to, right? How many end-to-end tests do we write? 3, excellent, brilliant. So we did our best. We're trying to be lean, you know, we're a startup, whatever. But it really, really helped to get, say, 100 people in to actually just test the whole kind of system and see how far that went, which we found very, very useful. Next thing is monitoring. So these are actual charts that we look at. Again, I won't tell you what they mean. This is my salary going down. Actually, I don't know what this. I don't actually know what this one means. But it's like we did something really well, and then it started going really badly, or we did what is it? Do you know what this one means? No, don't say that. Say something else. These are people who love our products. These are people who love it more. We set up a lot of monitoring. We practice continuous delivery. We deploy sort of 5 to 10 times a day, and we monitor things constantly. We look at these things hourly, daily, weekly, monthly. We look at these things all the time. We talk about them as a team on a regular basis. Some of these sort of flatlined when we released, and we thought, why is that? And we realized that we weren't actually logging the request properly, or we didn't have the thing fully set up. So if you release it to your entire user base, then you have a bit of a problem because you can't retrospectively go back and retrack what people have done and what they have said. So that's quite interesting. So we let a few people through, and we watched these things kind of inflate, and we wanted to make sure and sense check that these things made sense. Growth. No, this is growth. This is our organic growth. Does anyone here work for a startup? Is organic growth the biggest thing you talk about all the time? Do you talk about your CPA going down? Is anyone's CPA too high? Are you going to get fired? I'm putting my hand up because that's me. I'm gonna get fired. CPA too high. We need to, get that thing. This is actually our organic growth since we released the app. So I spoke earlier about hype being a bit of a problem, a bit tenuous, a bit problematic, but our organic growth is pretty exceptional, and a lot of that is to do with the waitlist, and we had some early adopters who tell early adopters. We have some people who hate Facebook. They tell people who hate Facebook. They come to our app, and happy days. So yeah, we saw, regardless of how much overhead that we saw, and engineering and product overhead and comms and stuff like that, we actually enjoyed a lot of organic growth from it, so that's good. Was that it? No. So, I guess the big decision. Do we like waitlists or not? Should you implement them? I don't know. That's your decision. I might point out at this point that Cleo is a bit of a different kind of landscape. We have a huge amount of users across the UK, US and Canada, and we have a product that is alive and kicking and growing fantastically. But we did this and we put people on the waitlist. We have people, our most loyal customers, we put them on the waitlist. They were positioned about 10,000. Do you think they like that? No, of course they didn't. Do you think they could sort of see the product already? Of course they could. So we really struggled with it not being a new product. So I guess our kind of situation is a little bit different. But was it worth it? Does anyone think it's worth it? Show of hands. Anyone think it's worth having a waitlist? Nobody? Really? Nobody? Anyone doesn't think it's worth having a waitlist? Nobody? Great. This is going so well. So I would say, yes, it's worth having a waitlist. Just go for it. Why not? But it's a complicated victory. I think we built a lean product. We got to market really fast. And we had some bad reviews. We had some people that were really pissed off. I think some of them were waitlisters. I think some of them were people who just like being pissed off / hate our product. Yeah, so that's my decision. Last slide, React Native. I'm not going to talk massively about React Native, but I would say that we literally wouldn't be able to do what we did without React Native. I think the way that we could refocus our team was fantastic. I think some of the biggest challenges that we had, you can speak to Ollie about this, he's right here. Some of the things that I don't know, switching to like a version software model, for example, was quite difficult. Releasing version software and catering for people with software that wasn't backwards compatible, that was an issue. Shared components. Has anyone managed to share components from web to React Native? Like successfully? Nobody? I thought you guys were talking about that just now. You haven't, or you have?
We share logic.
What logic do you share? Do you share like Redux stuff or sagas and things, or just,
Yeah.
You do?
We share the network layer, we share some all transformation functions, utility functions.
Yeah, we share like utility functions, but like nothing else, I think. We tried it and it was really bad. It took ages.
React Native Web, but it's
React Native Web? That's like full circle. Wow, did you know that exists? Sorry. Yeah, we should look into that. React Native, Web Native, React Mobile. Code push. Code push really saved our ass a few times. We released some shit that was like really, really bad, and we got around it instead of releasing a new version. We pushed a new bundle, which was really useful. That was something that we really enjoyed. And I guess to summarize is, should you use a waitlist for your app? No? I would say probably. Should you use React Native? Absolutely. Thank you.